over the last year, maybe even longer, there's been a lot of speculation about the ownership of the Washington football team with the name change, with the cheerleader scandal, and just so much going on. A lot of graspers out there hoping that Daniel Snyder would sell the team, right? Mm-hmm. And then you have potential lawsuit between some of the minority owners and Daniel Snyder, and there's been a lot of back and forth. Well, according to Tyler Dunn, who is the founder of Go Long, a newsletter dedicated to pro football stories, and he used to work with the Buffalo News and the Journal Sentinel, Washington football team majority owner Dan Snyder is buying out the minority owner's 40.5% stake in the team. Snyder requested a debt waiver for $450 million to fund the deal. The deal has been approved by the NFL Finance Committee. And I didn't know who Tyler Dunn was, but ProFootballTalk.com, they confirmed the story. They say, per source, it's not official yet. It'll be finalized in the owner's vote. The language here is a little wrong. It says it will be finalized owners vote to approve this next week. So if the owners vote to approve next week.
Mm-hmm. So your minority owners, Dwight Scharr, Robert Rothman, and Frederick Smith, those guys are going to be throwing big, giant parties because they're cashing out. They're getting paid. Well, I mean, they're already rich, but they're getting paid even more. And the added bonus of not having to own something with Daniel Snyder as basically the big boss.
Yeah, but they, at least there were whispers that they wanted to run the team.
Well,
they've been
clearly not happening.
They've been forced out.
Well, they definitely wanted to run the team, 100%. But he had the controlling interest, and he's not going to budge.
I think we need to play Sad Hail. I think this is worthy of Sad Hail.
Oh, it's not great news. It's not even good news.
I would just say let's wait and see when this report comes out. Let me just say that. Mm-hmm. Let's just wait and see. Let's just wait and see what happens.
It's a wait-and-see
game. It might be a
game.
good indicator for him.
Yeah.
Could be.
Kind of surprising.
What is a little bit surprising, I wonder how much is he leveraging. See, I don't know enough about finance.
$450 million.
Understood, but how much of it is he leveraging value of the team to borrow to pay these guys? Because there's always been this kind of rumblings that he can't be that liquid. Maybe it's such a cash cow that he is. But every business he's ever had has failed miserably.
I mean, I've heard
he's the only one that hasn't.
Yeah, but I've heard that the new TV deal basically means to each of the owners they get like $100 million check, and it doesn't go to the players. They're just basically handing them each $100 million.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's new media package.
That's such a big nut. I mean, $100 million. Right. I think the owners spent $100 million collectively. I think they spent $100 million on COVID testing last year.
Mm-hmm. But you divide that up by 30 teams.
Yeah. I mean,
or whatever.
But I can't.
But still, if they
and I know they don't want to. I don't think they want to pay for that again.
If they got $100 million for their TV deal each, right? It's an unbelievable amount of money. But their salary cap is still like $180 million or something, right? I mean, they have expenses.
Yeah,
of
course.
Reason. Yeah,
and that'll go up next year.
Yeah,
but in the end, they make money, and the value of the franchises keep going up.
They make loads of money.
Yeah,
they make tons of money.
I know they do. It's a cash cow. Everyone should be so blessed. But I just think he's such a bad businessman.
Oh, I agree.
I know people. I've talked to people that have access to some things, and they question how liquid the guy actually is.
Right.
But whatever. Maybe he is. Maybe he's just got.
Like you said, let's see down the road what happens.
Dollar bills. Yeah. I guess there was no way really. Those guys. When you're a minority owner, there's no way that you're going to be able to oust the majority owner if he doesn't want to, right? Barring getting sort of kicked out of the club.
Right.
That's
correct.
So, I mean, they had no shot. So it's not that surprising.
Jason, how jelly are you? How jelly are you of Fred Smith, who, when he gets the whatever payout,
he was already filthy
Dan
rich.
Snyder, he's a billionaire. He's worth $6+ billion. He founded FedEx.
I mean, I can't even fathom how he lives on a daily basis.
Whatever payment he gets from Dan Snyder, that's going to be like It's going to be like if you got a refund in the mail for something that Teresa bought and they sent you a check. You would look at it, you'd be like, if it was a check for like $50, you'd be like, all right, I'm going to put it in the bank, but it's really not going to affect me that much one way or another. That's what the payout that Fred Smith is going to get and Dwight Schrute.
But these guys have wanted out for a while.
Well, wouldn't
So
you
it's
if Dan
finally
Snyder
gonna
was had control over everything?
Well, not
of
if
course
I'm
you
still
would.
making a ton of money.
Yeah, but these guys are all titans of business. They're all alpha males. They don't want Dan Snyder bitching them around, telling them what to do, or running things,
Yeah, they
running
couldn't
things into
coexist.
the ground.
And who knows how much they actually coexisted, but it was such a fractured relationship. But I am a little surprised that happened, that the NFL approved it.
By the way, well, maybe if you know, but I don't even want to talk about it. By the way, the report that JP linked here from the Go Long guy, they say, did you notice in there, JP, requested a debt waiver?
Yes, I read it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about in terms of being liquid.
Right,
Like
he
I'm
doesn't
not
wanna
sure
use
he's
his
just
own
peeling
money.
off. Yeah, I'm not sure if he has $450 million liquid
I
to do
agree.
that. Or-
Could be a big, giant financial shell game he's running. Who knows?
That's what I think.
Who knows what's
That's
happening
what I
there?
think. I mean, he still
And
found
by the way, I
enough
said
somehow
it
to
could be. I'm
probably
not trying to get
case-
sued.
By the way, that's probably what most of the owners would do. I would assume most of the owners aren't going to just write a $450 million check. It's the way you do
Depends
business.
on what their interest is. Depends on what their interest is and all of that. Yeah, I understand, but I question his business acumen. Sorry.
How many of the minority owners are there? There's
I think
Smith,
there's three: Dwight
there's
Schrute, Robert Rothman, Frederick
and Rothman.
Smith.
Right, so it's Rothman.
I want to see what those checks are. I want to see
for
what the
them.
checks to each one are. I need to see that. I need that in my life. I don't know
So
why.
does that tell you? Hold on. Does that tell you that?
I'm guessing there's no
they-
checks. I'm guessing funds wired.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Does that tell you that the value of the franchise then is roughly 1.1 billion or whatever that
no,
is?
that-
If 450 million
I
is
think he's
40%?
using that the $450 million debt waiver, or whatever it is, to help pay off those three guys.
Correct.
Because
No.
I'm guessing they're getting more than that.
No, JP says that their share is I was talking to JP Finley is
Yeah.
downgraded because they don't have a vote in the
Right.
in the team.
So it's hard to extrapolate what they're
Exact-
suggesting the net
exactly.
value of the team is.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have a voting share.
Isn't the
That's why I
value of
wanna
the
see
team
what the
over
checks
$3 billion
are.
now?
I would think it's
I
at
would
least
guess their
$3 billion.
billions at least, yeah, 2.5 to 3 billion minimum. I have to check the Forbes list.
Right. Well,
I see
We'll see.
$3.4 billion right
Yeah,
now.
I mean, there's no way they're stroking only $450 million to them if the team value is north of $3 billion. I don't know how all that works, though.
Yeah.
But I think it effectively ends the dreams of people who just think he's going to tap out.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not going to tap out unless he's going to get forced out.
It's
Well,
still
he's
a
not gonna do it.
possibility. Still
He's
possible.
not going to do it. He's not going to do
Nobody
it
possible,
voluntarily.
but it seems like he just wants to have 100%
control.
of the ownership.
Nobody with
now.
a sound mind would tap out of an NFL ownership.
Right. Right.
They would only do it if they're forced or if
doesn't
they've
mean he's
lost
still not
control of
gonna
their
be forced.
faculties.
It does mean that he'll fight everything probably, tooth and nail.
I'm sure he will.
Which we understood to begin
Yeah,
with,
and we know
that's why
that.
it's going to be even harder to do it, because he's going to fight everything. You know, think about like those
Tooth
Al
and nail.
Davis, those protracted fights for decades. I think you'll have a similar situation.
So was that the breaking news? Did we play the breaking news sound effect?
Sounder.
No,
Yeah,
I don't
sound.
think we did.
We did not.
Okay.
JP, some guy's saying that the NFL owner gets $300 million from the TV deals, not $100 million.
That's
Is that
even
correct?
more. I
Yeah.
heard $100 million. but
$100 million actually sounded kind of low, but maybe that's right. I don't know. It's all absurd when it's such monopoly money to the rest of us. It's hard to put in context.